Hello everyone, this is Darren. Welcome to day 61 of my weight loss journey. As always, I am so excited you're here watching these videos. Okay, so today's topic, managing weight loss while traveling internationally. Now this topic was sparked by a recent trip I had to Brazil, and most appropriately, the recent weigh-in I had where I disastrously gained 1 pound, which we do not want. So as in a previous video, we're doing a little Sherlock Holmes and we're trying to figure out what went wrong. And maybe what went right. Well, I started off the trip by planning some snacks. I took snacks enough for all the days I was going to be gone. Here you can see some snacks laying out on my bed. And then as I got on the plane and they came around with snacks, there were 3 choices for snacks. I picked the best one, but I hadn't thought so much about the food because I'd been traveling for decades. And when they bring you food in the form of a meal, it's either, hey, do you want chicken or do you want noodles? It was like a choice. You'd pick it and you'd eat it. It was free food. So here I traveled at the end of a long day. So I'd already eaten all my calories for the day. And then I get on a plane and someone's offering me a free meal. So I ate it. And then they gave me breakfast again in the morning and I ate it. Now, airline food is probably some of the worst foods as far as preservatives and additives and sodium and all these things. So me accepting airplane food was my first mistake. Now I accepted them on the way there. I did not do it on the way back. So I did learn that first lesson. Another thing that makes traveling internationally so hard is the fact that a lot of the restaurants don't have any nutritional information whatsoever. So if you're going to eat out, it makes it really challenging to know what you're eating and what the calorie content is. Now, grocery stores are a little bit different because they do have a more uniform approach, and a lot of bigger companies are the ones making those labels. Now, as far as me, if I were to do it over again, I would go to the grocery store right from day one. In fact, this protein drink was one that I got at a grocery store later on my trip because I wasn't getting enough protein in my diet. Now, another challenge with international markets is the water. Now, the FDA and a lot of government agencies warn people about drinking water in foreign countries. It's just not smart to do. And you can't even brush your teeth with the water. So you also want to go to a grocery store and stock up on water. I'm talking liter after liter. So you can not only have water to drink, but even simple things like brushing your teeth, you want to make sure you have the water. So really be careful when you drink water and make sure you drink a lot of it. Because you're buying the water, some people might skimp and not get the water they need. In a previous video, I talked about the importance of finding a hotel that had a gym. Not only did I find a great gym, but in the gym, there was actually a water filtration system that I actually could use to get a lot of the water that I drank while I was there. So that was a big advantage for me while I was traveling. One of the things I like to do when I travel is I take my swim goggles with me. And I also don't like water to get in my ears, so I have some earplugs I use. And use pools like this to do some lap swimming. Another thing I did was walk along the beaches a lot. In fact, here's a scene where I actually saw a bunch of people surfing. And I wish I could actually do a little surfing myself. I found it a little bit too late. And I also did a little bit of hiking.
This is a little hike that goes up the peninsula. It's pretty sweet. Got these stairs going up here. Over there around the corner is Copacabana Beach. Let's see what's going on up here, shall we? This is pretty sweet.
The last thing I want to talk about traveling internationally is I don't think people do it that often. And I know you may be shocked to hear me say this, but I really think your goal when traveling internationally should be to break even. Not to lose weight, not to gain weight, but I think you can break even. You guys, looking back as Sherlock Holmes, the biggest mistake I made was eating the free food. The plain food killed me on the way there. And what I failed to mention was in my hotel, I got 2 free bottles of water every day, which is fantastic, but they gave me a little can of Pringles. And the first day I ate it because I was desperate. I hadn't figured out a plan yet. But when adding it up, that thing had over 800 calories. So I did not eat any more Pringles. So what did I do on this trip? I had 3 or 4 amazing meals. Now, I'm not good at taking pictures of my food like a lot of people on Instagram and whatnot are. So I usually remember after I've taken a few bites, so I apologize. But there was a night when I had an amazing steak meal, as you can see right here. Another day I was walking on the beach in the morning and decided to go to a restaurant called the Gringo Cafe. Now I had choices between the bodybuilder special, which was more healthy, or the Eggs Benedict, and I chose the Eggs Benedict. I also had fun doing other things. I mentioned it was my birthday while I traveled on this trip, and they actually surprised me with a little birthday song, as you can see. And then I couldn't be rude, and I had to actually have a piece of cake. To be honest, I actually had 2 pieces of cake. My point is, I was able to indulge, eat amazing meals, see a lot of fun activities, and have a great time on my international trip, and I gained only 1 pound. You guys, the free food is what killed me. So watch your free food. Airline food is a disaster. I think if you can do that, I think you're gonna be safe on your next international trip. So travel safely, eat appropriately, and once again, if we break even on a wonderful trip, there's nothing wrong with that. Thanks everybody, we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.